Welcome to Ask Sean, where I explore all sorts of questions about life, relationships, and being human. I'm Sean Slevin, a licensed professional counselor and a licensed marriage and family therapist. And if you have a question for me, you can send that to me anonymously at www.asksean.org. So this is another one of my kind of processing videos, or sort of in process. And today I'm thinking about the power of choice. There's been some various decisions I've been making recently, some about things that in some ways can seem rather inconsequential in the big scheme of things. Some making a choice about a jacket that I'm purchasing, um, which is kind of like, okay, big deal. But for me, I'm realizing so I have a body type that I have difficulty finding clothes that fit me well. And as I've been growing and healing over the years, it's becoming more and more important to me that the clothes that I wear fit me. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? Life is not perfect, but I want stuff to fit me well. And so then there's a lot that goes into this decision about trying to find a jacket that fits me well and that I like and that serves the function of what I want and is kind of within my price range, so there's sort of a Venn diagram here, right? That's, kind of where all these things to line up. And so that's kind of one principle that I've been thinking about is just like, I really want my life to fit. I want the things in my life to fit me. Not in a demand kind of way, but just I want things to be in sync. But then kind of underneath of that, I've been thinking a lot about choice and the power of choice and that it's actually risky to choose. Like I just made this decision finally about this jacket, and I don't actually know for certain if it's going to fit me. Like, there's a very real chance that I'm gonna have to send it back, and I'm gonna lose money on this. I will have to pay some return shipping in this particular case. But I had done all the research that I could do, and I got to the point where I'm like, I just got to buy the fucking jacket, and I got to try it on. Like, I have to make a choice and then live with that choice. And there's something powerful about that. There's something important about that because I could stay forever in the researching, right? I like to research. And there's something safe about just the endless search and never actually committing to a decision, never actually committing to an action. But then also nothing happens, you know? Life doesn't move forward when we do that. And so I've been thinking about all that then in relation to physics and quantum mechanics and general relativity and what I've been reading about quantum gravity, which is one of the theories that's trying to unify quantum mechanics and general relativity. And I'll just say here at the outset, I'm not a physicist. My understanding of these things is barely enough to make me dangerous, or maybe just enough to make me dangerous. But I think I understand enough basic principles here to relate this to this idea of choice. So there's these principles in quantum mechanics and general relativity about how things in one sense don't actually exist out there in a concrete way, in a single defined way. They exist in what's called like a cloud of probability. And it's only when they come in relationship with something that it becomes definite. You may have heard of Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Like, you can measure the position of something or you can measure its speed, but not both, I think, if I'm remembering right. Because the act of seeing it changes things. The act of observing it changes things. And so something about this like cloud of probability, of possibility, versus like coming into relationship with something, making a choice, making it concrete, making it real in a sense, bringing it into being, is like really resonating with me, at least in a metaphorical way, in a symbolic way, as I think about my life. Like, I could hang out in that cloud of possibilities about a lot of things. If I'm just going to keep thinking about, dreaming about, searching for, but I'm never actually going to make a choice, enter into relationship with something, or, a something or someone, whatever the thing is, right? And actually commit to show up and bring it into being. And I would suggest bring myself into being. Like, this is the interesting thing about choice. There's, in one sense, it's almost an act of creation. And that could sound like an overstatement, but I don't think that it is. Like, I think that when we fail to choose, we are failing to live our life. We are failing to, like, to actually to show up in the world. Like, we're kind of hiding behind the safety um, uh, of I don't have to risk anything. I'm not actually going to commit to anything. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I should try to draw us to a close because these are meant to be shorter videos, but I just think there's something really important here. Like, I think even though it's vulnerable, like, because we make a choice and we don't know how it's going to go, we make a choice and then we have to live with it, right? We make a choice and maybe we have to make follow-up choices to, like, grapple, make up for the mistakes of the first choice or whatever. But if we don't make a choice, then nothing happens. If we don't make a choice, then we don't live, we don't show up, we don't exist in a sense. So I'm in this struggle, right? Like, I was feeling the vulnerability of this morning in my therapy. I've been feeling it on and off for weeks as I've been making decisions about, like, this jacket, right? This thing that in of itself is kind of a small thing, but yet the choosing is risky. And I feel that. I feel it in my bones. Um, the risk of the shame of, like, I wasted some money. The risk of the disappointment of, I really liked this jacket and it doesn't fit me. And maybe I need to send it back. Maybe it's not the right jacket for me. But I really needed to risk the choice. And I think I'm better for it. Like, better off for it. I don't mean a better person, but I do think there's more of me in the world now because I made the choice. Um, and we'll see what happens. um, so I guess, yeah, my invitation to you, the viewer, right, is what are the things where you're just hanging out in those cloud of possibilities? What are the choices that you really need to just make a choice? You need to just show up and just fucking do it. Whatever the thing is, and see how it goes. Um, so yeah, be brave. I know it's hard. I know it's vulnerable. I feel that. I feel that with you, but it's worth it. I think it's worth it to choose to make a choice. So until next time, peace be with you.